Top five. Who's your top five? My top five is. My top five.
Top
is,
five, ladies and gentlemen, where I give Vincent a list and
My
he gives
top
us
five
a
is-
scintillating commentary on it.
My top
It's a nice
five is-
top five, Vincent.
My top
You
five
may or
is-
may not have commentary on
My
this
top
one.
five is.
Because this one,
My top
and
five-
Dylan, little production note, we're going to be doing from 1 to 5. In alphabetical order, these are my top 5 black films of 2023.
Okay, very nice.
Now, mind you, I did not see every black film in
Sure.
2023, but in reviewing and looking at things for this feature, I saw most of them.
Okay.
And most of the ones that I didn't see were like streaming, and there's no way you're going to catch every
Sure,
streaming one,
sure,
you know?
sure.
It's too many. There's a whole lot of black Christmas movies.
Yes.
I wasn't able to catch them all. But this is my top.
And I love that.
I do love it too.
I love the fact that there's so many black movies that you have to do a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see all of them. Yeah.
How often is that? The
Yeah,
case,
so.
right?
But what we got?
So, this is an alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order.
All right. I believe I did this in alphabetical order.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Unfortunately, you are talking to an audience that knows their alphabet. So,
So, number one
number one.
should be all dirt roads taste of salt.
Yes, you were celebrating that before we started, saying I got to watch it.
It is-
because I haven't seen it.
It is a very underrated, slept on independent film. Here's a write up on it. Written and directed by Raven Jackson, starring Charlene McClure, Moses Ingram, Reginald Helms Jr., and Chris Chalk, with Barry Jenkins serving as a producer.
Oh, okay, all
On it.
right.
A decade-spanning exploration of a woman's life in Mississippi,
Okay.
and an ode to the generations of people, places, and moments that shape us all.
Oh.
I'm telling you, this movie is a poem, because it's and poem is not even it's more of like a piece of music, because it's very little dialogue.
Okay.
In this movie, it's absolutely gorgeous, heart wrenching, soul lifting. It is a beautiful film. I gave y'all a little piece about it. It's just this woman's life from basically childhood to senior or elderly days. But it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's one of the. It almost reminded me a little bit of Daughters of the Dust.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd be really
That's big
interested
praise.
in your
Okay,
take on
now
this.
all right.
So there you go. All dirt roads turn to salt.
Okay.
Taste of salt. Excuse me. Taste
Okay.
of salt. Number two. Continuing in alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order.
Written and directed by Cord Jefferson.
Yes, sir.
American Fiction.
Yes, sir.
Which we have talked about, which stars Jeffrey Wright, Tracy Ellis Ross, Issa Rae, Sterling K. Brown, and Erica Alexander, and Leslie Uggams.
Leslie Uggams.
Leslie Uggams in a role in this film. Quick to just tell you what the movie is about. A frustrated novelist / professor who jokingly writes an outlandishly stereotypical black book out of spite, only for it to be published and receive widespread fame and acclaim. And if you think I gave it away, trust me, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
This movie is hilarious.
Yeah.
It is absolutely hilarious. And when I know we're in award seasons now because the Golden Globes just happened. You could pick an actor from here and throw an award at them.
Cast is so good.
Sterling K. Brown is a beast in this movie.
Look.
Erica Alexander is so understated in this movie.
Look.
And you know what? You know how everybody caped up in the last year for Jamie Lee Curtis and Michelle Yeoh, somebody needs to go and give some flowers to Leslie Uggams.
She's fantastic.
She is absolutely
She's
fantastic.
absolutely
and I've mentioned on this show, like, where's Leslie Uggams?
Where's Leslie?
Why is she not getting that word?
Yeah, she's extraordinary. She really is. It's funny because I follow Jeffrey Wright on Instagram, and he posted something that he was somewhere, and he told Leslie Uggams that he had a crush on her. So like it was so great working with her.
Wow.
And as many accolades as Jeffrey Wright has. Oh, Tracy Ellis Ross is fantastic too. I think because she was on Blackish for so many years, which, it's Blackish, ABC's kind of comedy fodder. You kind of, now it's syndicated. And then she was on Girlfriends. Mm-hmm. I think it's very easy to take her for granted.
Okay.
Tracy Ellis Ross is very, very good in this. And as many accolades as Jeffrey Wright has gotten,
rightfully so,
he's extraordinary. Like, he's an extraordinary actor.
He is.
And it is, not to be Debbie Downer, but in my mind, it is an indictment on just sort of the ambient racism of Hollywood. That Jeffrey Wright, this is the first real meaty lead role I can think of with him that kind of hits the level of his talent. Yeah, you can't talk about. And as a first-time director and screenwriter, Cord Jefferson is now on my list of people that gets me to the movie sight unseen. So,
most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely American fiction.
All right. Continuing
So
on.
far, they've been alphabetical.
The
L comes before the M. Like, both of the movies started with A, then you go to the second letter.
Yes.
So, the L comes, so far, gold star.
Just want to put your doctorate to use, your doctorate in English.
Yes, because that's when I learned how to alphabetize things.
When you got your doctorate.
Yeah.
Here's where I think I messed up.
Uh-oh.
Number 3.
Uh-oh.
Because I don't have them listed in alphabetical order.
Aardvarks are black. A small documentary out of Stony Mountain, Georgia, about the indigenous American aardvark. Go ahead.
Number 3 is a British film.
Okay.
A British romantic comedy.
Okay.
Directed by Rain Allen Miller.
Okay.
In her first directorial debut, Rye Lane.
Okay.
Have you checked out Rye Lane?
No, it's very, very short list. You haven't messed up. Oh, but the next movie probably doesn't start.
No.
It starts with a.
No, I got it right.
Okay, you got it right. All right. Yeah.
I got it right.
Did you see Rye Lane?
No, I did.
Oh, you
all
did?
These are films
that
I've
you
seen.
actually saw? Okay, go ahead.
Now, just to let people know, two strangers who have a chance encounter after both breaking up have experienced recent breakups and spend the day getting to know one another. This film stars David Johnson and Vivian Opera, from a screenplay by Nathan Bryan, and it's set in South London. Mm-hmm. It is a truly adorable movie. It'll remind you of I just drew a blank on the movie where they're basically just walking through San Francisco.
You just mentioned Barry Jenkins. I was like, is this like Medicine for Melancholy?
It's got a lot,
like a companion piece to Medicine for Melancholy.
Yes, but it's not as, because Medicine for Melancholy does have a more of a laid back
sure
vibe. And this, because these are younger, your protagonists are younger. Mm-hmm. It's a lot more lively.
Okay.
And it's in color.
Right.
But it's funny, it's sweet, it's adorable, and it's it's very authentic. I think.
Okay.
The dialogue, how they react to one another, how they are there for one another, and also indict one another a little bit on their past relationships, while still building and getting closer together throughout the film is actually beautifully well done.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it. I was flipping through. I think it's on Hulu. And I very rarely open up my Hulu, but I said, let me see what movies are on Hulu, and Rye Lane was there, and I remember Tanya Pendleton saying like this, she had saw it and it's something that we should see, and I said, let me just sit down and watch Rye Lane. I enjoyed every minute of it, man.
Okay.
It was really, really great.
It is on my extremely short list.
Should check that out.
Yeah.
Number 4. This is the only animated film
Okay.
on my list.
All right.
And it is, of course, Spider-Man.
Of course.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes, sir.
The sequel.
Yes,
to
sir.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Which features Miles Morales Spider-Man in an adventure with Gwen Stacy / Spider-Woman, where he meets a team of spider people known as the Spider Society, but come into conflict with them over handling a new threat in the form of the Spot. And if you are a geek like Vincent and I, and somebody told you that there was going to be a Spider-Man film that featured a villain called the Spot,
Yeah.
and you were going to absolutely love this movie, including the villain, you'd have said, get out of here. Had to be Doc Ock,
Right.
or the Green Goblin. This movie picks up where Into the Spider-Verse left off, and it just keeps it going and doubles down on it. Double down on the animation, double down on the experimenting of the tones. It creates a whole world of like watercolors and washes for Gwen Stacy, Spider-Woman. It then introduces this whole Spider Society. It introduces the multiverse without it being convoluted. It's still very much straight to the point. And yet, and we both talked about this, with knowing that this was going to be the multiverse and all these spider people, are they going to lose sight of Miles Morales? Not only do they not lose sight of Miles Morales, they build up his family in this, and they become more integral to the story. And it's absolutely incredible. And it's a movie that when it ends, there's a piece of you that's going to be like, what the? When's the next one?
Yeah. Look. It's sheer perfection. It really is. Like everything, like it's streaming now, and
Yes.
just since it's been streaming, I just look at the set pieces sometimes. Like I look at Miles and Gwen swinging through the city. I look at when they're saving people in Moonbatten. That whole sequence.
Oh, that is an amazing.
The sequence when Miles is trying to escape. You know, like just everything. And as you said, we are geeks, lifelong. We watch movies every week, so we do anatomy lessons every week on these movies. There were plot beats in this film that legitimately surprised me.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
And I said, I cannot believe I didn't know this was going to happen. Because it played fair. Because the other thing
Everything is there.
The other thing is, if you go back to the first movie, there are plot details that happen in this film that they played fair. And that is the sign of excellent screenwriting and filmmaking. And look.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And real quick, let's just give some love to that. The screenplay was by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. And the directing was by Joaquin DeSantos and Kim Powers.
Yeah.
Both names that we know.
Yeah.
And both who work we absolutely love.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was absolutely spot on, man. And number 5. Not coming in bringing up the rear.
Right.
Because this is a movie that maybe predates all of these films.
Right. It's just alphabetical, though.
But it's just alphabetical.
Right. S has come after R. So.
But this is the film that I only just saw.
Okay. And that would be?
They cloned Tyrone.
Oh, you like that? They cloned Tyrone. You fronted. It took you forever to watch it.
It took me forever to watch this movie. I admit. Vincent has been on me about it. Our associate producer Maurice has been on me about it. Everybody has been on me about, you gotta watch They Cloned Tyrone.
And then once you did,
that movie's crazy. That movie is absolutely crazy. If you haven't seen it, ladies and gentlemen, look. It stars John Boyega, Tiana Paris, and Jamie Foxx. As an unlikely trio uncovering a government cloning conspiracy. It also features in supporting roles David Alan Grier.
Yeah.
And one Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland
doing work. John Boyega is unrecognizable in this movie for a little bit. Like eventually I'd lock on like, oh, that's John Boyega. But it took me a minute. Tiana Paris, I absolutely adore Tiana Paris.
Of course you do.
In this movie that was directed by Jewel Taylor, again, directorial debut. In a film that he wrote with Tony Rettenmeyer. Absolutely funny, bananas movie. But as you say, that goddamn Jamie Foxx. You said Jamie Foxx. You want to talk about not fair. It is not fair how talented that man is.
You know what I love about Jamie Foxx? Because at this point, he's Academy Award winning. I think he's got to have a Grammy at this point.
Probably.
Like he's got to be halfway to an EGOT. Like he's actually, like, I love how committed he was to this role. Mm-hmm. Like just how balls to the wall committed he is to this role, which frankly he didn't have to.
No,
like there's enough makeup. It's a small enough character. He's talented enough. Mm-hmm. He could have halfway phoned it in.
He could have easily phoned it
in. And it would have been solid. Like it was enough going on.
Yes.
This would have been solid. But he is fully committed to this.
There is the scene where the trio come upon this clone farm, as it were. And Jamie Foxx, he's basically this pimp throughout the whole movie.
Sure.
And he like just stepped out of Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
Through the whole movie. But there's a moment when they come into that clone farm where he switches and he's the real guy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel false at all.
No.
Because that is a credit to his skill as an actor.
Yeah.
That it still feels 100% authentic when he switches.
Yeah.
And it is amazing.
It's
amazing to see.
Now, you said Black Dynamite. You know the connection between these two movies?
No.
The malt liquor that John Boyega's character drinks is Anaconda malt liquor,
which is from
Black Dynamite. I forgot the little brother's name who made the film, but he said he was Jewel Taylor. He was such a fan of Black Dynamite that apparently he got in touch with Michael Jai White, and asked permission to have Anaconda malt liquor in the movie, and Michael Jai White was like, "Yeah,
and it
dope."
totally makes sense.
Yeah, it totally, like, not to give away the movie, but it totally makes sense that they would be drinking Anaconda malt liquor. The malt liquor that makes you go, ooh-wee. It's the only malt liquor sponsored by the United States government. Anaconda malt liquor.
And what's the chicken
Makes
called?
you go, woo-wee.
What's the chicken?
I forget the chicken.
Goddamn chicken.
Yes. Yeah, it's April is coming. April is coming, and we will be talking about They Clone Tyrone.
Yeah.
Extensively.
Most definitely.
Well, those are good films.
Those are my. So, what do you think of my top 5 list?
I think that's a good list.
With them,
I have no
Anything
quibbles.
You might want to slide in. I see our associate producer Maurice is.
Was Honk for Jesus this year?
I feel like that was.
I thought Honk for Jesus was last year.
I feel like it was.
Otherwise, I'd have you know I'm a Honk for Jesus man.
I love the movie too. But I don't think that was 2023.
Yeah, I think it was, but yeah.
Anything that you could think of that you might slide in there?
Not off the top of my, like you hit.
I didn't know like Rustin. I thought Rustin was okay.
I still haven't seen it.
I thought Rustin was all right, but
Yeah.
it just didn't come up to the level. It was close. The Blackening, we talked about The Blackening.
Yeah, The Blackening wasn't as good as
wasn't as good.
What's on this
as
list?
solid as anything here. Color Purple, liked it, but
I don't think The Color Purple is as strong as anything on this list.
me neither.
Yeah,
Me neither. Yeah, so
it's a good list.
all right.
Good list. Good year.
Good year. Hey, like you said,
right.
there were too many.
I love
and it's not often we can say
It's
that.
not often we can say that.